Welcome to this week's edition of the Poke Report. I'm Mikayla Barker.
Sylvester Barris and the Pokes hope to defend their Big 12 cross-country title for the 9th consecutive year. They travel down to Lubbock in about 3 weeks to see if they can bring home another one of these.
And I was really looking forward to new places to travel for the conference games, but since we're on the subject of the Big 12, let's go live in the studio with our own Big 12 analyst, Matt McGann. Now, Matt, I know OSU didn't play last week, but how did things shake out in the Big 12?
Now, today marks the first day of practice for the Longhorns, as well as the beginning of a pivotal year for Coach Charlie Strong as he enters his 3rd year as the head coach at the University of Texas. The Longhorns will open their season on September 4th against Notre Dame here in Austin. Former Longhorn Laura Solgar will be making her 3rd trip back to the Olympic trials. She finished 8th in 2008 and 4th in 2012. This year, she hopes to finish in the top 2 in order to make the U.S. Olympic team.
Absolutely, and it's actually starting to get just a little bit colder here in Stillwater, and that means one thing, and that is that basketball season is approaching very quickly. The Cowgirls had a monumental season with Jim Littell in his 5th season as head coach. Our own Austin Taylor takes us through the past 365 days with Cowgirl basketball.
From the sidelines to the season tickets and even the popcorn bowls, senior Julia Benbrook is one of the most visible and recognizable faces on campus as a member of the OSU Pom Squad.
Ever since I was a little girl, at about 3 years old, is when I started dancing, and that was something coming to college that I knew I wasn't ready to give up.
Benbrook auditioned for the squad going into her freshman year and was chosen for the highly selective team. This year marks her 4th and final year on the squad as a graduating senior.
It's been my favorite thing that I've done my whole 4 years here, and although it is a huge time commitment, it is so worth it because of not only the experiences that we receive out of it, but the friendships and the teammates, and just being really involved in something that is so important to OSU. Athletics is a big part of what this university does.
And while Benbrook plays a role for the university as a member of the Spirit program, she was also recently crowned Miss OSU 2016. Benbrook has competed in pageants since her high school days and says representing OSU is a special opportunity.
And I think that you can see the title of Miss OSU as an honor or as a job, and I choose to see it as both.
On top of her roles as Miss OSU and Pom Girl, Benbrook is also an active member of her sorority, student alumni board, and a 2016 Homecoming Queen candidate.
Well, with this year's theme, A Cowboy's Dream, I feel like I'm getting to live it by being a part of Homecoming Court.
How do you find time to balance and manage all of that and obviously do so well at everything?
My planner says I am very busy, and it means it.
While she manages a very full schedule that is overwhelming at first glance, Benbrook never loses sight of the unique opportunities she has to impact others.
For me, still as a senior, I've done this for 4 years, and on game day I'll be walking around in my uniform and you see this little girl do a double take, and it still surprises me, and then I realize, oh yeah, I'm wearing this is my job. And so it's fun to get to see that kind of light bulb go off. And I guess, the crown is kind of the same thing. I guess there's a lot of power in sparkles. You have this ability to, get down and really make a kid feel special, even though you might not realize that you have that power.
For the Poke Report, I'm Mikayla Barker. Darrell K. Royal Stadium is once again buzzing with the sounds of Longhorn football.
Extremely excited, motivated, determined, to get to tomorrow. We've obviously put a lot of work in this summer and carried it from the spring.
The Longhorns have seen a disappointing last 2 seasons under head coach Charlie Strong, going 6-7 in 2014 and 5-7 in 2015. But they said this year they are ready for change.
Well, you just look at just where we've been, not very pleased at our first 2 years. So now that you feel like that you've recruited well enough now, the guys have been into the system, they kind of understand it, and see where my attitude is, see the way I'm thinking. And with the older guys, so much is being said right now about this young group. So you feel like now with this older group, they can deliver the message.
Now, today marks the first day of practice for the Longhorns, as well as the beginning of a pivotal year for Coach Charlie Strong as he enters his 3rd year as the head coach at the University of Texas. The Longhorns will open their season on September 4th against Notre Dame here in Austin. Coach Strong says that the first game and the first win will be crucial to setting the tone of consistency for the rest of the season.
It's a big-time opponent, which it is. It's a top 10 opponent. We have them here at home, and it's going to be a packed stadium. So it's going to be fun watching a young group of guys run out there.
Before the season starts, though, there is one question that still needs to be answered. who will be the Longhorns' starting quarterback.
I'd say, we're going to get a chance to, we'll be able to name the starter early. And we're going to go out, right now you have Shane, who had an unbelievable spring. You have Gerard, who's everyone, banged up in the spring. Everyone's had a chance to watch him. And then you have Swoop. So we need to name a starter early just to get the flow going and so that, we get reps and we get good reps with the team. But those guys need to continue to work. And because if you continue to work, then the good things should happen for you.
Mikayla Barker, Fox 7 Sports. A new face has caught the attention of the cross-country world, and that's the face of OSU junior Sylvester Barris. Barris, a Kenyan native, found himself at OSU after 2 years of running at Iowa Western Community College. But how does a guy from Kenya end up over 8,000 miles from home, let alone running cross-country?
Going to school, it's something like 8 mile, between 8 mile, 5 mile. So it's kind of like you are running to school, coming back, running to school, coming back, and it's kind of like you're practicing yourself, but you don't know.
After training to run a highly competitive race in Kenya, Barris says he was discouraged by coaches.
Those people who are recruiting me told me you are underweight, and maybe you can just go and hit more, and maybe next year you can join. And then I figured out it's going to take long, and I was kind of frustrated.
But instead of giving up, he took a relative's advice and started training at a facility in the South, where he was recruited by Iowa Western and then ended up at OSU.
I remember I came to Chamboree in 2014, and I won the race. And that was the moment I was kind of to know about the Oklahoma State, and I was thinking about if I can get a chance maybe to be recruited by a school like Oklahoma State, I would be great. And after a while, I came in 2015 again, and the coach Papi came to me and he said, "Hey, we would like to recruit you to come to OSU."
Even after winning this year's annual Cowboy Jamboree with a time of 24:33.5 and leading the race by more than 20 seconds the majority of the way, Barris says there are still a few things he hopes to do this year. One of those is to see his family back in Kenya for the first time in 2 years.
It's something that I want to, because for me, I feel like I should get a chance to go and see my family. Sometimes it's very stressful, like staying away from home, especially now it's my 2 years before I see my family. But sometimes I call them and they told me they are doing good. But I've never get a chance to go and see them. It's my wish, but it's very expensive also. And that is why I've never get a chance to go there.
Due to the technology gap, Barris says his parents aren't aware of his recent success. However, they still continue to support him in any way they can.
They have been supporting me in every means. Like there, sometimes I feel like I might not be able to come here because of maybe in terms of money. Like they were really supporting me in everything they can, and I can say their character is actually they are hard work people.
Barris said his other goal is to perform well at the Big 12 Cross Country Championships and Nationals.
Sylvester Barris and the Pokes hope to defend their Big 12 cross-country title for the 9th consecutive year. They travel down to Lubbock in about 3 weeks to see if they can bring home another one of these.
For the Poke Report,